Today we're talking about the most corrupt country on earth. In the 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index, this young nation scored just 8 points out of 100, landing dead last out of 180 countries. Today, we'll explore why a country blessed with oil and enormous potential has been consumed by corruption. South Sudan became the world's newest country in 2011, after decades of civil war with Sudan. Independence brought hopes of peace and prosperity, but the country soon descended into internal conflict. How did this happen so quickly? After independence, old rivalries flared up. A brutal civil war erupted in 2013, killing an estimated 400,000 people and displacing millions. Decades of conflict have left government institutions weak and judges and auditors powerless. Without strong courts or watchdogs, top government officials, including powerful politicians and military generals, soon discovered they could treat state treasury like personal bank accounts. Analysts say that years of war created an ineffective oversight, allowing political and military elites to take over state institutions. The result is a government run by a small group of powerful men who reward their supporters and silence critics. International investigators describe this as a predatory system. In politics, calling a government a predatory system means the leaders use the country's resources, money, and power for their own benefit, while ordinary people suffer. As in September 2025, a United Nations commission also said South Sudan is captured by a predatory elite that has turned looting public money into a way of governing. One glaring example is the Oil for Roads program. The government set aside $2.2 billion to build roads, but $1.7 billion went missing and 95% of the roads remain unfinished. Because that money was stolen and used to make rich and influential people even richer. Meanwhile, oil still provides over 90% of government revenue, is either trapped in shady deals or secretly stolen by corrupt officials. A policy brief notes that the government ignored its own financial rules, didn't create a proper national savings fund, and instead kept borrowing secret loans using oil as collateral, which has now increased the country's debt to over $3 billion. As you know, these consequences are felt by ordinary people. Over half the population is acutely food insecure. In 2025, about 300,000 people to flee the country, also 2 million remain displaced inside South Sudan, and more than 2.5 million live as refugees in neighboring countries. Because of this ongoing war, also during the floods in late 2025 affected nearly 1 million people, as the flood washed away their homes, crops, and roads. Amid these disasters, humanitarian aid is underfunded and often stolen. Yet, the story isn't over. South Sudan's people still demand accountability, and activists urge regional bodies to help rescue the nation from a preventable fate. Well, what can I say? The hope is with international pressure and courageous local voices, as this country can one day shed its unwanted title and reclaim its independence.